Hey, hey, hey.
What's up, girl? What's up?
Nothing. Just excited. Our premiere episode. We've been trying to put this thing together for honestly between a year and 2 years. I can't remember. It's been so long. So, guys and girls, welcome to Haunted Sister Diaries.
Yeah. Haunted Sister Diaries. That is totally the two of us.
It is. And of course, who did we have to have for our first victim?
My heart throb.
Mine too. We're all just
y'all just don't think how cool this dude is. Yes,
I know. I call him the OG, and I hope he laughs about it because
yes, the original gangster, John Zaffis. Hey, Morgan.
Let's bring him on.
Bring him on, sis.
Here we go. Hey, good to see you too.
Thank you for coming on. Oh my gosh, we're gonna have such a good time tonight.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah,
definitely.
I'm excited. We've definitely got a group of people watching, having fun, and there's a couple of things that being that this is still the new year. There's some things I want to go through with you. We did this with one of our other podcasts.
Okay.
But I really think this would be great with you.
Okay.
So, what projects are you working on? Are you writing a new book? What are you up to?
The main thing I'm doing right now is working with Debbie and Larry Elward. We're doing a book on a lot of the items. You remember the old, they used to call them coffee table books, and you just have the pictures. I used to too. I used to like them too, especially when you were sitting in the doctor's office. You would thumb through them, right? So anyway, Debbie came up with that. We're gonna have a picture on one page and a little story on the other page, and create a book like that because they're trying to get me to document the stuff that I don't have documented. So when I turn into a ghost, somebody will know what the hell to do with them.
Well, you've got so many haunted objects. This could be great.
It will be because I think, again, it needs to be done. It has to be done. So that way the stories will be there in black and white and they'll, be able to continue on after I'm out of here. So that's important to me.
And in your words.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you've definitely got a legacy. And I really feel like people need to. You see Luna looking.
I see.
And my other dog, Ginger's over here.
Yeah.
She's looking for you. So just a quick story, guys. We were all together. John, Gwen, myself, my husband, and a whole bunch of other people. And of course, there were haunted objects involved. And they were going past John, and my little Ginger came and got at John's feet and was protecting him from the haunted objects.
Yes, she was.
John noticed it right away and said, "Look at this, look."
Yeah. Well, I think me personally, I think dogs, cats, and birds are the best investigators going because man, they'll pick right up on something before we even realize what's going on. So to me, it's cool because I always pay attention to that. Always.
Yeah, we had an experience in the USS North Carolina, in Wilmington, North Carolina. And Ginger, I could actually see a soldier, a spirit. I assumed soldier because I could see white. And we were on a ship, so it would be Navy. But, he was just very chill, very nonchalant. Trying to figure out what all we were doing. He didn't want to get too close. He didn't want to set off any equipment. He was just cruising around, and Ginger saw him. And that's when Gwen, was like, look at her. So I knew we were right on track. And she saw him, and he came over to her, and she bent her head down for him to pet her. And then he started interacting with us. Hey, Kathy.
No, we got a lot of people.
Very proud of you. I'm proud of my girls. Hey, Johnny.
Luna's really good at it. She'll tilt that little head and she'll do that thing, and it's
It's showtime.
It's showtime. Let's do it.
Oh, yeah.
So, I love the fact that you're doing another book. I think everybody loves it. love the books. I know I love the one that I got from you in Gettysburg. And I'm so excited. I think everybody, you need to be watching for John's book. He's going to release soon. Now, this isn't the first book. This isn't even the second book that you've done with the authors you were discussing just now.
Yeah, Debbie and Larry. We have 4 books, and she's got 3 more that she's working on. But the next one we're interested in is the haunted items one. Now, again, that might, like, we keep joking and laughing. I said, Debbie keeps saying, she goes, yeah, it's going to go end up being like a 3-volume series with just getting all the stuff documented that you have packed away or squirreled away, as she says.
They've got a great banter together and with you. It's so cool.
Yep. Yeah, definitely.
So how did you find them?
We all started working together with Ed and Lorraine Warren many, many years. Larry and I have known each other since we were about 16 years old. So, wow. Yeah, that was back in the 70s when, late 70s, when we were up at Ed and Lorraine Warren's doing some of their classes and, hanging out and everything. And him and I just got to be very good friends. He met Debbie. They ended up getting married. And we all started hanging around. And the craziest thing, at one point in time, it was just a fluke thing because her last name is Elward. Well, my wife's grandmother and grandfather were Elwards. And none of us ever thought anything about it. One of my sister-in-law said, "Are you sure Larry's not related to, I go, "I don't think so," but I asked him. And he goes, "Yeah." I go, "Larry, you never said anything all these freaking years." So then we started talking, and he said Cheryl's grandfather was his uncle. And and my wife did the same thing. She goes, "As many times as that man has been in and out of our house, he's never mentioned anything." I go, I know it. But anyways, then Debbie said to me, she goes, "Oh, now I got double cursed." And I go, "Well, what does that mean?" She says, "I have to be friends with you and now you're family." She goes, "That's a double curse."
Oh, that's so funny. Christy, you're right. The Warren family they're amazing people. And it goes through John and all the other family members. Mm-hmm. And you guys have handled being on television and handled the diversity and the different ages very well. I mean,
I think everybody tries. Yeah, that's why a lot of times I sit back and laugh, and I'll see different things people put up there, and they're like, "Oh, I can't believe this one's saying that or that one's saying this." And if you're ever talking to me, I'll just turn and look at it. Don't complain to me. I'm the king of getting picked on. I've heard it, been through it, dealt with it for the past 50 years, so nothing surprises me. Nothing.
Marla, I didn't know you were able to sit down and eat with Lorraine.
Wow.
She ate with her 2 years before she passed away.
Oh, well, that's cool. That's cool.
That is very cool.
Yeah.
Well, she's an amazing person. So is Ed, and the legacy continues.
Yeah. That's
amazing.
Still going.
Mm-hmm. How many haunted objects do you think you have?
I have no freaking clue. I honestly don't.
You don't.
I don't. Again, within certain areas, I have a small barn out behind the big barn. The second floor, which used to be a classroom, is jam-packed with boxes I haven't opened. And, again, I honestly couldn't tell you how many objects there actually are. I can tell you I have more haunted dolls than any 69-year-old man I know out there. That I can tell you. So that I know I got a lot of dolls.
You got a lot of dolls.
A lot of dolls. Yep.
He loves our friend Marley.
Yes.
Yeah. You love our friend Marley. I love that doll. Yeah. I know that's crazy, but I do. She's awesome. She's my wing woman too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We love the leader of the hooligans. Hail our leader.
Hail the leader.
Let's hail the leader. I communicate with the Warrens every day.
I just saw her a couple of days ago, as a matter of fact, up here in Connecticut.
Cool.
Yeah, she was causing all kinds of trouble then.
Oh, Stacia's a mess. She's amazing.
Oh, she's a sweetie.
She's got a wonderful heart.
Yep.
Thanks for watching, Stacia, and everybody, not just Stacia, but everybody.
Yes, everybody. That's awesome. Okay, so yes, Marley is a sweetheart. You're right. So she's laughing too. All right, so in New Year, when it's New Year, we do the top 10 things about the year before, and then we'll do the top 5 or 10 for the year coming of what we would like to see. So this is what I wrote for the top 5 for what we would like to see in the paranormal 2026. If you don't like them, it's all good. Good. Hey, Anthony. Thank you.
Hey, Anthony.
Okay, so we're starting at 5. Okay. Respect for cultural and indigenous knowledge. The paranormal didn't start with TV, and we want to respect inclusion of indigenous and ancestral beliefs, permission-based storytelling. What do you think of that?
I'm all for it. Again, that predates everything, predates what is in existence. It's amazing. Again, I grew up Roman Catholic, but, again, I refer to myself today as a recovering Roman Catholic, like most people do.
Yeah.
But again, I look at so many different things, and I often laugh because people will always say, oh, well, Ed and Lorraine were such strict Roman Catholics. No, they were not. Again, they were from the old school, okay? They were brought up Catholic, so they practiced it, and they lived by, doing the prayers and doing, different things. But I met Buddhists, I've met rabbis, I met shamans, I met so many different cultures and belief systems through my aunt and uncle. And that's what helped me develop into what I became, whatever the hell that is. But, to have a good understanding of so many different practices and belief systems out there, which intrigue me. I'm very, very fascinated by everything. And I do get myself in trouble. I'm not going to tell you I don't. So again, with a lot of it, I'm just totally, totally amazed. And when you sit back and you think about those practices from indigenous people, those things predate everything. Their belief systems, their practices, it all predates. So therefore, again, how anyone cannot respect the traditional ways of a lot of different things is beyond me, because I know I do.
I appreciate that. Can you hear me okay?
Camera is froze. Yeah, we can hear you. Well, do you see what shirt I just grabbed out of the closet today, Lee?
Oh, yes.
That's our tribe shirt. Yeah,
that is our tribal shirt. I'm very honored to be on the council of it's the Eastern Cherokee, Southern Iroquois Tribe, and United Tribes of South Carolina. We are state recognized, not federal yet. Yet. And we're planning our powwow. So it's coming up. And
cool.
there's haunted petroglyphs on the site where we have our powwow.
Excellent.
I'll send you some pictures of it. It's incredible.
Yeah, and, definitely.
I'll have to tell you all about it in a different time.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so that's the first one about understanding different cultures. All right, here's the next one. This will be number 4. Okay, not everything is dark.
Right.
In 2026, we want balanced interpretation, less fear baiting, clear distinction between folklore belief and threat and fear. Okay, we want information not being controlled by fear. How do you feel about that one? Thumbs up, thumbs down.
I think the boundaries are already broken a little bit, so to speak, with some of that. I think, people look at things, because anybody that does anything with me, especially on the ghost hunts or anything, and I see somebody freak out, I'll stand there and look at them and go, what's wrong? What are you freaking out over? There's a ghost in here. There's this in here. There's that in there. And I'll go, well, that's okay, but it doesn't mean you need to fear everything.
Right.
I think some of the boundaries are broken. I do. You know, with people doing that, you have to remember, I look at it too, and a lot of people look at that is that it's how people are raised. You know, you know, if you're raised to fear everything, you're going to. So again, it's one of those strange, probably bizarre things that I stepped back into with all of this, with understanding it. And because a lot of times when people scare me more than the freaking spirits do.
Thank you.
So
yes, they do. Yes.
Again, I am more fearful of that. The film crew used to love to scare the hell out of me. They would do different things just to see me jump, because then I would turn around and start cursing everybody out. Because, you know, again, it wasn't being filmed or anything, but you know what I mean? We'd be getting, yeah. So, but it's interesting on the perspective of how I look at things, or how I'm not as, because my uncle even used to yell at me many years ago. Oh yeah. He goes, he says, you're fearless when it comes into wanting to know something, to understand something. And I go, well, yeah. And my aunt would turn and look, and she goes, well, chip off the old shoulder, kind of, don't you think? And because he would dive into some really heavy, dark things to get involved with, to understand a lot of it. So I think that helped to shape a lot of it, to bring it to the forefront with things. But I hope it keeps moving that way, where people do understand it somewhat better. But as we all know, any of us know, that you get involved with anything, if somebody's not screaming and hollering and getting possessed like they change their underwear every other hour, you know what? Okay, here's a point where we could say this is moving forward, is YouTube. We finally got to be able to see people doing, you know, regular things, and they're not getting EVPs every 2 seconds, and, you know, they're not falling under possession, you know, every blink of an eye or so. So again, I think a lot of that, and watching certain people use the equipment and things, has helped people to be able to push forward with a little bit of it. I mean, I myself have, you're probably going to surprise you, but over the course of the past, you know, 2 or 3 or 4 months, I've even said to myself, I'm even considering doing a YouTube channel, because
come do it with us.
Nice.
So it's something I want to do, and I want to structure it, but I want to make sure I have it and I own it, and it doesn't disappear like our shows disappear and everything else disappears. But again, you know, I'm giving it a lot of thought. I'm thinking about it. You know, again, might as well share a little bit of the stuff that's up in this old noggin. That's how that's how I'm kind of looking at it, and it's just something very amazing and very rewarding, because today we got that opportunity where we don't have to be 100% restricted on what we do. You know, again, for any of us that have done TV, you know what it's like. You have to deal with production companies, production company, the people that work for the production company, people that deal with the networks, attorneys, all these different people. When I got involved with production, I turned and looked at Rick Sassoon, who's my head honcho guy for the show, and I go, this is like a freaking machine. He goes, we've been trying to tell you. And he goes, you're so stubborn. And once I was sitting in on meetings and listening to, oh, no, you got to change this. No, you can't do this. No, you can't say it like that. And I'd be like, oh my God, no, you're going to offend this one. You're going to offend that one. No, we'll end up in litigation. So here again, with the movement forward, with a lot of people doing their own thing, I think it's turning out great. I really do.
I would say something Southern or, redneck, and they would say, "Oh, she said so and so. Can she say that?" Oh, and I'm like, "Oh hell, what did I do?"
Well, Lee, you're going to appreciate this. We worked on one of our episodes, and a very
Yeah.
wealthy family. They had purchased this piece of property, and there was a big mound on the property,
Oh.
and it was a spiritual area. It was
Mhm.
over 1,000 acres, and the Native the Native Americans still used it and everything. Lawsuits erupted and everything, and all kinds of crazy things were going on. And I was able to dive into it and pull some of it forward. And again, it was amazing once the owners of the property realized what was happening. But we wanted to go forward with bringing a lot of the indigenous stuff forward. Do you know we could not do it? We were not allowed to do it. It had to be structured. Everything had to go through 3 different sets of councils and I used to get, it used to be, you're ruining it. You're ruining the moment of someone being able to experience a shaman doing a full ritual. Mm-hmm. And that stuff like that has always, bothered me tremendously, that, you get so restricted with stuff with mainstream TV.
I totally agree there.
Yeah, you're going to know as well as I do, because we've anybody that does shows knows that. So, and it's hard. It's very, very hard for people on the outside. They'll say, well, it's your show. You could do this. You could do that. You don't. I know, my best analogy for that. Do you work a job? Do you work 9 to 5? Do you have bosses you have to Yes. Well, so do we.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
And people will go, okay, I didn't think of it that way. I go, I know. Everybody thinks you could just do whatever you want on TV, and you can't.
It's because they only see
tunnel vision.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. They don't see the
tunnel vision. Tunnel vision. Yeah. Yep. Oh yeah.
Well, I want to brag on one of our friends that popped in. She told you hello, and she said production people are a lot. We got recently in the last not year yet, but Laura is awesome. She's got something new out.
Oh no, she's great.
That.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know who she is.
We're so proud.
Laura will tell you too, because she dealt with me a couple of times, and she'll just go, man, you're unbelievable. And I go, well, after you've been involved with all that, you understand it. But again, to this day, there's a tremendous amount of people from Haunted Collector that I worked with for the 3 seasons. I've remained friends with quite a few of them. They'll get involved with different projects.
Good.
They'll go, they'll call me up, Johnny. What do you think about this, Johnny? Give me some input. I go, I'm not on your payroll. Don't be asking me nothing. But I will help them. Why? Because I want them to succeed and be able to, break down some of the boundaries. So there's quite a few people, that are still out there that I do get involved with, and every once in a while they'll pick the phone up out of the clear blue and just, start, picking at my brain to see if I can help them out. Then I'll just say to them, what are you talking about? Well, we can't publicly talk about. I say, you want help? I'll give you help. I'm not going to go on the internet and post it. What do you want? And then they'll go, that's right. We keep forgetting how you are, I know, and I laugh, because then they'll bust out laughing. They go, I know, we dealt with you for 3 years. We should know you by now. I go, the shit I know, if I ever put out there, I said, you poor guys would all get canned from your jobs. But, it's just the nature of it. And if you're able to help them, I think that's most important.
Well, I've called you over the years doing residential cases over the past 15 years. Oh, and Brian Cano calls you Ziggity.
Well, you know how that started, right?
Ziggity.
No.
Okay.
Oh, Lord have mercy. Anyhow, let me tell you. It came up with Brian Cano and Chris Mancuso, his partner, when they used to do Scared and everything. We became very good friends, and it was down in Gettysburg.
Okay.
And I was standing outside. That's when I used to smoke. I was having my cigarette and everything. And Chris Mancuso, he's a typical New Yorker. Says whatever he wants, whatever on his mind. That's Chris. I love him to death. Anyhow, and again, we just got chit-chatting and we got talking. And he was talking about something about me running around in the woods, and that Jason Hawes was out running around in the woods and everything. Well, you guys know me well enough to know my humor. I didn't really know Chris at that point in time. I just turned and looked at him and I go, well, what were we doing in the woods?
Uh-oh.
I said, were we hunting? Were we hunting? What were we doing? And Chris is looking at me and he's like, what the hell is this guy talking about? Right? And then Brian was just standing there with them and everything. And I'm going, well, tell me, finish this up. I said, finish up the story and everything like that. And Chris turned and looked at me. He goes, you're effing with me, aren't you? And I go, poor Brian just stood there and went, and then I lost it. I busted out laughing because then after that, I knew I'd get along with him. I knew it. I knew it right after that. So then after that, the three of us just became very, very good friends. Brian's like family, for Christ's sake. Actually, I just talked to him this morning. Him and I were going back and forth over a few things, and he'll just pick up the phone. Anyways, I was talking about Ziggity. You see how I go all over the place? All right.
Okay.
So we were doing a couple of different things, and filming and stuff like that. And Brian would go, well, John, can you kind of say it like this and everything? And blah, blah. And I'll go, why? He goes, so people can understand it. To this day, I still don't remember. Brian would remember it. I don't remember if it was Brian or if it was Chris. One of them turned and looked and go, he talks in effing ziggity, and you can't figure out what he's saying half of the time. He's got his own language, which is true. I've heard that many a times.
I have Lee language. I do.
Yep. And Matt complains to me, and Lee have it. Yep.
Yeah, we will actually we finish each other's sentences, and then it turns into.
Yeah.
We don't even have to
sound
talk.
like jabber. Yeah. But we know what we're talking about, and we get a whole business done or a conversation done, and we'll look at him and he'll be like.
So that
now, this is
so that's where ziggity started, because they turned around and said he talks his own language and it's ziggity, and that's how it stuck.
Ziggity. I love it. I love it.
I do too.
I saw that Cano is doing some great things with Duke University, the Rhine Center. I've seen some pictures, and he's doing a lot of classes and things like that.
He's a phenomenal person.
He is.
That kid is so intelligent. And, what I always liked about Brian is he'll just keep at it till he could try to find the source or an answer for something, which is very good and very healthy. And there's been many times, especially with the demonology work, him and I would just go back and forth over it, and he would beat it and beat it and beat it. And I would just sit and smile. Because as well as I do, there's so many things we just can't explain.
We're not going to get it.
And we're never going to. So then he would just turn to look at me and go, oh, F you, Ziggity. I can't stand it. He goes, you just accept it. He goes, and I go, Brian, because I can't answer it. I can't say how it's happening, why it's happening, but it's happening. I said, so therefore, I have to accept that within the moment. And then he would just look at me and shake his head.
But you're right. Well, with that, let's see. Hold on. I know.
We don't believe that you're 69. We don't believe
nobody does.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, no, I'm 69. Yeah. In my mind, I don't think I'm 69. I don't think that whatsoever. But my body tells me different. Yeah, so it's comical because my wife and I will both just sit there and go, with the Christmas decorations and everything like that, we keep looking at them, and I'll go, wait till after Three Kings. Wait till after this. Wait till after this. So again, it's I think a lot of it has to do with the way you think. Seriously. I mean, again, I don't like to feel that really a senior citizen or anything. I just don't. I can't picture myself sitting down at the old people center doing puzzles and doing all that. I can't picture myself doing that. I'd be looking around and go, well, where are the freaking kids? Where is everybody? Let's have a good time here. Nobody's having a good time. I don't want to sit and talk about prescriptions and aches and pains. Screw that shit. I want to have fun.
That's right.
They'll be here soon enough.
Tell it, John. Oh, man.
Gosh.
Okay.
What's your next one, Chica?
Last one. You ready? All right. A return to meaning, not just activity. So this is my number one view, for 2026. One thing we want to see in 2026 is paranormal work that actually means something. And it just goes right into what you just said.
Sorry, Lee.
Sorry, it's okay.
Sorry.
Helping people understand experiences and preserving history.
Preserving history is very important.
Mm-hmm.
Again, this is what I try to explain to a lot of people, because people will often ask me when certain things get published or certain things out there, why don't I do a rebuttal against it? Why don't I stand up? Because it's not going to do any good. Because for some reason or another, people believe that when a newspaper reporter or, a TV show or anything like that makes a statement, that is gospel. And that's not a truth. A lot of times their facts, their information can be messed up also. And then a lot of times when you go in and you try to fix things, it can make it worse. But I do agree with you. I'm not going to change. You're not going to change. You guys aren't going to change. Mm-hmm. I stick by going what the history is and what the stories originally were. Or even, a lot of times we know with history, there's been things that have been changed and altered. And then a lot of times you do research or things like that, you can find out that there's something totally different from what we got taught or something from what we were, we read or, that happens. That is always going to happen. And it's just, it's a big hurdle to get over. And I agree.
It is. I love history. I love it. We both do. We dive into everything. So
when we talk to spirits and they're older, we realize we're talking to living history. Mm-hmm. And we try our best to be very respectful, and we're funny. We have genuine conversations with them. Mm-hmm. Not just, are you a boy or
I can't stand that.
Do you, just, why are you still here? What is your unfinished business? Those guys, you're getting really deep into somebody's business, What are you doing? Just talk to them for a second,
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, but it's not a bad thing, because some of the quirky ways we do stuff or the quirky ways we will try to communicate or go back and forth with spirit sometimes can bring something forth that you could go, oh, wait a minute, I could connect that dot to this dot. And is it somehow tying in that's going to be able to help bring some type of resolution? To me, that right there is a aha moment. And, I am so happy when something like that occurs and happens. It could be, very spontaneous. Okay, here's a wild story for you. I was on a campus, and they had opened up a brand new student activity center with a cafeteria and everything in it. All right, we were doing our little ghosty ghost hunts that some of us do. We went into the cafeteria. We're picking up that there was a barn in that area, and a little boy got killed in the fire in the barn.
Oh.
Now, the bizarre thing is usually I don't go too deep because you got guidelines you got to go by when you're on campuses or anything like that.
Right.
But this was a situation where I said and he was looking for his mommy and daddy. He was looking for his family. And I went, oh, no. So I sat there and I looked at, about a good 15, 20 of the students. I said, I'm going to do something that I normally don't do. I said, I would like everybody to help me to try to help this little boy to go to the light, to cross over to see if he could find his family. And everybody just looked at me and everything. And I walked everybody through it, told them what to do. I said, whatever your belief system is or anything, picture that little boy. And if all of you could pipe up and just tell the little boy to go look for his mommy and daddy in the light, to look for him in the light. Okay. 99% of them that chose and stood up to be able to help the little boy were the females. They jumped right into it like I never seen. And they kicked in and all of them got into it. And at one point in time, there was a very light rumble that went through this building. Wasn't even a year old. Went through the building, and I just sat there and I said, I think the little boy crossed over. I mean, to me, it was a beautiful experience that transpired and everything. And again, the girls were coming up afterwards, giving me hugs. Some of them were crying and everything. Oh, they go, yeah. We've never experienced anything like that. And I was like, driving back to my hotel that night, I go, I'm going to get in all kinds of trouble for doing this one. I could see it coming now. But again, it worked out great, because I was on the phone with a lot of different people from student activities the following day explaining what transpired. And they go, John, the students, love the fact that you were able to help that little boy's spirit cross over instead of just taunting it.
Oh.
So that to me was very beneficial and very important to be able to do something like that.
Resolution and healing. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Makes you feel really good.
Gwen, the chat room's going wild. I don't think you're going to.
They love you, John. They love you.
I keep saying it
with us every week.
I know. Everybody loves John.
Everybody loves you.
So over 10 years ago, I can't believe it's been that long. You came on Family Spirit, what my first shows, and I'm bringing it back, doing a reboot. And I said I had a surprise for you, and I told you about your ancestry, that I had been doing some work on, just a little bit of ancestry, and I told you were related. That's right. Thomas is right. He can help assist spirits in transition. It is
it's beautiful.
So I have some more. Okay. I wanted to translate some of your aspects of your name for you, because I think it suits you perfectly.
Okay, cool.
All right.
Cool.
So the name Zaffis, the family heritage name Zaffis, is a surname of a Greek origin. Correct. Derived from Zephyrius, meaning sapphire. In the Greek culture, the sapphire is associated with clarity, truth, protection, wisdom, and wisdom qualities. Okay. And I just thought that really suited you. Okay.
It does.
That is your heritage. That is who you are. That's your legacy.
Oh, okay. That was pretty cool. What color is sapphire? That's blue,
it's
right?
Blue. Yeah.
Oh, okay, it's blue. Because I'm a December baby, and okay, that's the color is blue. That's funny that's all connecting like that. I think that's so cool.
It is
super cool. Yeah.
Okay, and so besides that, you are known. Here, let me see if I can add this real quick. You are known for being ethical. Okay, most publicly known as a family member of the Warren family, and you are recognized for being a quiet authority, have long-term experiences, and an ethical approach to everything you do. And does that not show your ancestry, Mr. Sapphire? Kinda. So you're like, what is it? Blue Eyes. What was his name? The singer.
Frank Sinatra?
Yeah, so you're our Frank Sinatra kind of paranormal guy. It's a very interesting name, and it's got really great qualities that suit you.
Okay, so sapphire is coming immediately. The only sapphire that I've recognized is blue, and it's a really beautiful blue. Really beautiful.
Cool. Now, here's something funny for you, too, that you brought that up, Frank Sinatra, because Dustin Perry's a big fan of Frank Sinatra and Elvis Presley. Now, every time
Presley.
Yeah, my wife, too. Oh. Anyways, every time I see Dustin or anything, I'll jokingly just go up to him and everything and go, and now the final curtain. And he'll go, oh man, don't sing. Please don't sing. And,
I love it.
but I do it to him all the time. And he'll just bust out laughing. But again, you want to talk about somebody that has a beautiful freaking voice? Freaking Dustin does.
Does he really?
Yes, you should hear that boy's voice. He usually doesn't do it or anything, but there's been 2 or 3 times I've been around him when he would do it, and I'd go, "Is that Dustin?" And I'll go, "Wow."
He's an awesome guy. I love the his influence on positive messages and affirmations and helping people through hard times.
And
that's made a big difference.
He's made a tremendous difference with how he handles things, the way he does things. Mm-hmm. Have that support group for people going through any type of dark times in their lives and everything. I mean, that young man gets the biggest kudos from me. I actually just had talked to him yesterday too. We were going back and forth, and again, fantastic asset to our field. And with helping people with depression or anything of that nature and trying to motivate people to move forward. Absolutely phenomenal.
One of my favorite episodes of Ghost Hunters International was when he was at Lip Castle and he was talking to an elemental and it knocked him on his arse.
That was a tough situation for him.
Yes, but the way he handled it, oh my gosh. And I just wanted to be right there. I was ready to try to help him out too, I just thought, not Dustin, get up, Dustin.
Get up. You know what would be very cool is if we could get him on here one day and let him sing for us for just a minute, just 1 minute. That would,
Don't you tell him I said that because he'll call me up and say, "Oh man, shut your mouth."
You do know we're live, right? I'm sorry, I had to tease you.
Oh gosh.
Oh my goodness.
Unbelievable.
This is so much fun. All right, so I'm going to toot your horn a second. All right, so you are a member, the most public member of the Warren family. You have quiet authority and long-term experience. We talked about that and having an ethical approach, but unlike many people who entered later into the field, you grew up beside the Warren household and you were exposed from a young age to investigate with them.
Yeah.
Okay. So you grew up in this, and to show your real involvement, who you really are, clergy, as what you just said coming in the show, they come to you. And also I wanted to say that, this sets you apart from other people. You go into things with respect, caution, and research. And the objects were not collected for shock value. They were collected. I'm sorry, I've got a timer on this thing. They were selected, they were documented, researched, and then stored. So I just want to say, go Johnny. You're doing great.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Again, too, there are a lot of things that I do have, from different cases. I don't talk about them. I just don't bring them to the forefront. Again, it's just the way I look at certain stuff and the way I, handle it, or the way I do things when it comes into the items or even cases. As a matter of fact, there's a lot of cases I just never actually, ever went public with because a lot of people just don't want to talk about it. That's okay. That's fine by me. That that's their choices. So I respect that. I will definitely respect that when people don't want anything brought to the forefront. That's important.
So let me ask you something, John, if you don't mind.
I don't mind.
I recently had something kind of funny happen. I was on the road for several months last year doing a little project of my own. It's a little documentary. It's rough, but when it comes out, I'd love for you to watch a minute of it. Mm-hmm. But I had these people. I walked into a room and there was a baby doll. Baby doll's here, head's next to it. And I thought somebody was messing with me. So I said the word. I said, somebody's effing with me, on camera, of course. Mm-hmm. So the next day we look at we talked to the owner. We went back and he said, I have never seen that doll. And his grandson, who is always the one walking around more mobile than him, says, I've never seen that doll. So that man takes that doll and picks it up and goes, here you go. How do you? It's funny. Have you ever had something happen like that? And it's kind of funny the way they do, because they're not freaking out, but they're like, here you go, you have this.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. It's again, circumstances or the way things go, it's absolutely crazy and wild with things. Do you know, I actually was going to be given I think 12th or 13th year old chapel that was purchased from Scotland.
Oh my gosh.
What a freaking wild story. It's another story I never thought. Anyways, I'm dealing with this family and billionaires. They built this big mansion. They went and bought this old chapel, had it disassembled and reassembled in their house, and a wicked haunted broke out. Well, I'm on the phone. I'm talking to the guy, and I go, well, he goes, it's from Scotland. And I go, well, the place is probably haunted. He goes, well, why are you saying that? I go, dude, a chapel over in Scotland. I said, do you know how many freaking exorcisms was probably done in that? The wife's in the background screaming. All the construction people, get that out of my house. Just get that out of here.
Lord.
And millions of dollars they paid for that. So, he said to me, he goes, I'd love to give it to you. He goes, but I can't take that big of a hit. I go, dude, what am I going to do with it? I said, I'd love to have a chapel, but I don't have anywhere to put it up. So they actually had to disassemble it, had it taken out of the mansion, and the paranormal activity calmed down.
Wow.
How freaking crazy is that story?
That's crazy.
That's one of my, and I forget about it all the time, but every once in a while I'll think about it, because I said to him, I go, well, how much did you end up paying for that? He goes, well, $3, then I had to pay to get it disassembled and then shipped over here. And I go, wow. I said, that's a lot, $300,000 just to buy a building. He goes, no, John, $3 million I paid for the. I went, whoa! I go, okay, we got cash to throw around.
Yeah. What did they end up doing with it? Do you know?
They auctioned it off. That's one of the big.
Somebody else's problem now. Yeah.
They were involved with some type of a company also, where they bought all these different types. You know what I mean? They were that whole level that gets involved with all that, with private collectors and everything. So again, that was because I know he told me he had no problem selling it. He said I don't know. What did Tommy say? What?
Oh Lord!
Be careful what's under the kilt from Scotland.
That's my brother That's my brother from another mother.
Tom is hilarious. Oh my God.
And they both know that I'm obsessed with Scotland. So
yes, and here's the hashtag: Zaffis crazy story. Hashtag.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Oh
my gosh.
Crazy.
This has been so fun. And we're still going on, but it's so fun. Thank you.
Do you have any haunted objects that are like your pets? Like Marley is for me. I study her, and one day she's going to leave us, and that's fine. And she'll be a sweet, little doll that once had a dear friend, in there. But do you have one that's, near and dear, or are they all not so good? Are they all crazy Zaffis crazy story?
There's quite a few crazy stories. I don't really have something that I pay attention to or really focus, that intently on. I mean, I have different sections with different categories.
Yeah.
With things. I mean, recently I had a lot of water damage, and the whole back of the barn almost fell down. But anyhow, when I started reassembling everything, I looked around at one point and I go, what the frick am I going to do with all these dolls, right? So I'm just like, I said, I got to figure out something, right? So I should take a picture of it and post it. People will bust out laughing. One of my sections on the other side of the barn, in between all the displays, I started putting $4 and $5 dolls. Then I started putting the dolls up top in the different sizes, building it like a little bit. And my wife had come down to get me to ask me something or anything, and she just turned and looked at me, and she goes, "What the hell are you doing with all those dolls?" I said, "I don't know. I'm trying to do something constructive with them. I don't know." So, anyways, that's yeah.
Oh, my Lord.
What does she think about living around all of this haunted?
I was involved with all this stuff before, we actually started going out or anything, up to 100 years ago. But I mean, Cheryl's very respectful of it. She doesn't like to get too involved with any of it. Again, it's just the way she feels about it and everything. And she doesn't have, a big problem with it or anything because she's so used to it. A lot of times if I'm on the telephone or anything, now she'll just say that, she goes, I was able to piece some of that conversation together. She said, but the rest of it, and then, sometimes if I'm talking about the heavier dutier cases, you can get into some really hardcore stuff. And there was one case we were talking about and then, I was going back and forth with a police officer and a priest that I was working with. And the conversation was dark. And I got off the phone and I looked over at her. I said, "You could ask me any questions?" She goes, "I don't want to hear any more. I heard enough already on that one." So, that again, she goes, "If I didn't hear these conversations, I wouldn't believe these things happen." She says, "I really wouldn't." She says, "But I hear you when you're talking to people, and I sit here and go, I can't believe this whole other world exists with some of this craziness that people get themselves involved with." She says, so again, but even like with my kids, all three of the kids are, the same thing. Again, they respect it. They're really not all that interested in getting too hardcore in it. My grandkids, that's a different story. My oldest daughter has 3 girls, and when they were just over, and we were sitting there just talking, and my daughter looks at this one, that one looks back at me, and I go, "That's your own fault." I said, "You never wanted to know anything about any of this. Now your kids know more than you do."
How old are your grandkids or grandchildren?
Well, the youngest just turned 20, and the oldest is 30. So my grandkids are older. Amy and Chris, I don't know if they'll ever have any kids. They're next 2 down. Who knows?
Oh, Kathy's saying precious dog. Yes, that's Ginger. She hears your voice, John. She hears you.
Yeah.
You say hey to John. Are you saying hey to John? Say hi, John. You're gonna wave.
Hugging mommy.
Yes, she's a good girl. She's so sweet.
Yes.
Woo, I have laughed till I have a stitch in my side. Have you ever heard that where it hurts right here? It's called a stitch.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So we have a spirit.
Go ahead, Lee, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, baby. We have a spirit we're dealing with that is doing some crazy things with keys. Yes, it is. Samia said that it's awesome these stories get passed down to the grandkids. You are telling the truth there.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So I was going to say we have a spirit that likes keys. I was in North Carolina doing some work, with my job that pays the bills, and staples. And so I moved the car around, and I had to do some setting up and tearing down and moving stuff around and whatever. And I worked the whole day, and I got in the car and everything was fine. And I had to go back in. I came back, and there's a huge thing of keys in the console. Because that's usually where I put my cell phone. I wonder what that's about. So Matt calls me on the way home, and I said, "By the way, there's something here in the console. I believe it's yours." And he said, "Well, just save it when you get home." And I was like, "Okay." We talked a minute, and then we hung up. I had to get gas, and he was, going to lay down and stuff. When I got home, I walked in and handed him the keys, and he had this look on his face. And immediately, both of us called Gwen. those keys had been in his car and he had used them that day. And how did they end up 2.5 hours away?
Wow.
Oh, how about
now you tell the second part.
Okay, so I went to Wisconsin and Lee loaned me her heated vest because it was about to snow and all this. This was very recently. And to get on the airplane, of course, because they always seem to love to mess with me, I always make sure there's nothing out of the way. I check my list, make sure everything's good. So her vest I took and I made sure nothing was in the pockets. I took the battery out because you have to do that. Put it in my pocketbook. Took the vest, checked it again just to make sure. Put it in a the vacuum bag so everything will fit better. Put it in there, and I went through the airports, more than one, and X-rays and everything. There's nothing in it because they would have probably made me open it up because you know how they are, especially the big ones. Yep. So I get up there and I wear the vest. Again, nothing in the vest except the battery because I was trying to find. I had only used it once, so I was trying to find. So I checked the bag. Sealed it back up, went through the airports again, and I ended up at my friend's house for a week. And when I used it that time, there was something in the pocket, and I was like, "Did I put something in this pocket?" You know how you go, "Did I lose my mind?" And I'd be dang if there wasn't a set of old keys that Lee has been looking for how long, Lee? How many years?
Year and a half.
And they went. Then I know they were not in that vest, and I know going through all those X-rays, they would have said something to me.
They're right here. In fact,
yep. And I said,
now I've dropped them. But anyway,
I said, Lee, what are these? What is this too? I said, I don't know how they got here. And then we were like, oh, okay, yeah. Everybody's having key problems. Yeah. So I don't know how they got there, but they got there. And I was in Wisconsin, and I live in South Carolina, and so does Lee. She lives about half an hour from me. So, and we know they were checked multiple times, X-rayed, and everything, and they just
doing strange stuff. Now, Matthew and I are asleep, and 3:00 in the morning, our Alexa device kicks on by itself, and it's playing because we've been arguing, and it kicks on our song. The Alexa device. Now we're both asleep. Nobody has said anything that I know of in our sleep, and it's playing our song. And we have 2 houses. We're staying in the rental, the bigger house beside of us. Matt went over there to get something, and the Alexa device was playing. And Matt said, "Who gave you a command to start playing music?" I can't answer that. When did you start playing music? At 3:15. The thing in here, 3:15, and now these keys. It's crazy.
Something's going to open up. Where can you grab the keys?
Yeah,
I'd like to see them.
Oh, Blaine Rohan is telling you thank you for talking to him when he had cancer. He's cancer free now. Yay!
Yes. Well,
yes.
He's. Remember, I told you when you do this show, you're going to go through the network because everybody's going to want you on. So I'm going to let.
Well, they better catch me now while I'm home. They'll have to move things around. You know how it goes, Lee.
Yes,
you caught me at the spur of the moment. Remember, it was like, "Can you?" You better grab me now because I'm home.
That's the keys.
Take your background off, baby, so they can see. Can't it?
Okay.
Take your filter thing off.
The wall needs to be painted, but we're not here for that.
It's just a home. It's a lived-in home. There we go. Now show them. There you go. You got them?
A leather strap from Starbucks. And I've got the house keys. And here's the thing. We have a truck that we're not driving right now that I'm going to start driving.
That's the key to it.
And this is the key to it. And I said, I really need this key. I really need to find my key to that car because I'm going to use it for work. And then
they send them to me?
Yeah. I don't know.
They just appeared and I brought them home.
It's got something. There's something that's going to get opened up. And it's something that needs to get opened up because you got 3 different answers that are going to tie in with it. Well, whatever the hell that means for you.
Well, it does mean something for sure. 2 keys and then the Alexa device. It is interesting, Kathy. You're right.
It is.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'll let you know when it does. I'll send you a message.
Cool.
There she will.
Cool.
So
Excellent.
does the audience have any questions?
Yes, please ask Johnny questions now.
Yes, it is.
Peace.
Any questions, guys? Come on. I know somebody has one.
Everybody's saying extremely interesting.
Yeah, wow. And here, yeah, everybody's loving you on here.
Oh,
and
yeah.
We have, it's not just the people that type in, you know. It honestly, I'm sitting here looking at how many people we have, and it's a large amount.
That's good. No, that's good. I'm happy
they
for
love
you
so
to get
yeah.
to get that on. And
oh yeah,
I guess people like to hear the old man babble. I guess I don't know.
Oh come on! Well, I have to. Lee, do you have the picture that I told you, the good picture, the really awesome picture of him? Do you have it? You have it on the poster, don't you?
I do. Let's see if I can pull it up.
So okay. I was teasing Lee, and I was like,
"Oh,
man, he looks like Sean Connery in this picture."
I know. I'll find it.
Everybody says that all the time. I don't see it, but I've heard that for years. You know, that I look just like him. I look just like him, but
in this
I don't know.
You do. Oh my goodness! There it is. Wait a minute. All right, I'm gonna pop it up. It's probably gonna go over us. Look. The way you
okay, yeah. And there's a picture with him standing very similar, I think, to that pose.
Yes.
And people have sent it to me and compared it. And I'll look at it and I'll go, well, we do look a lot alike. I will say that.
All right. Thomas is being a goof. We love you, Thomas. And he says, favorite dish to cook? Because we asked about questions.
Me? Oh.
Yeah.
Is it Italian?
There's, I don't know, there's just so many things that I cook. I make soup, a lasagna. I make my own stall. I love to cook.
Ooh.
If any of you if you ever look, and at Christmas time, there's a big buffet we do that we set up with a whole bunch. I cook all that.
Oh my gosh.
This year I broke my rule. There were 3 other people that helped. And, you know, one of my brother-in-laws did the roast beef and my sister-in-law did the sweet potatoes. But usually everything in the buffet, I cook it. Wow. And it'll take me 3 or 4 days. But there's just that one thing I like to do once a year is cook that whole buffet up. So, again, it's just fun. I enjoy doing it. And, again, it's a once a year treat thing, and I keep telling everybody better enjoy it because sooner or later that's going to end up stopping. So,
did you see this one? And who claims to be 69?
I don't believe it. No, sir.
I don't believe it. I might have to see that driver's license. I ain't believe it.
Look at him. He's just grinning at us.
Yeah, right. Whatever. Well, do you have anything you want to leave us with?
I don't know. No, just
you ask us something.
What do you guys what are you two looking forward to this year?
Ooh, good question. Lee, you go.
I would like some more of Zaffis crazy stories.
True.
So maybe that book will be part of it. Also, I do have a book that's coming out, and my episode of Monster Quest. Holy crap! Let me throw that.
We forgot almost.
Yeah. I completely did. Here it is, Johnny. Sorry. Okay. So the episode first Monster Quest came out January the 2nd, and the 30th is mine. Oh, Blaine's is the next one. Excuse me, the 9th.
His is Friday.
His is Friday. Let me turn off the banner so y'all can see it. You got it, baby?
I'm getting it now. Hang on.
I got it. Okay. And I'm the 30th, and then Gwen is February 2nd. And now I want you guys to know these are true stories. They're real. They're hard to tell. They're very emotional. The Shiat hit the fan all over. We had a mess. And Blaine's going to be very scary. It's going to be a great show. I know there's no wrinkles on Johnny. I know it.
I don't see a wrinkle, and I have wrinkles. That's not fair. That's
Christy. Christy, do you crush?
There's wrinkles there. There's wrinkles.
He hides them well, right?
I think somebody got crushed, is what I think. But also there's another episode my husband and I did together. And it's called 24 Hours in Hell, and we did a lockdown. It's probably one of the most haunted locations I've ever been to. And so it's exciting. Shudder TV picked it up, and we're the premiere episode, not premiere, the finale. And
cool. Excellent.
All the stuff that they filmed, we thought it would be one season. Well, it's 2. So, Angie Moyer, if you're watching, I can't wait. You're really excited.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent.
So
the network has a lot going on this year, and not just the network, but I mean, Blaine, bless his heart. Please tune in to episode Friday. Yes.
Please watch Blaine's episode Friday, and he is going to be kicking off a series. It's called When a Mountain Speaks. Is that right, Gwen?
Hold on, I got it right here.
And it's with
When the Mountain Speaks.
When the Mountain Speaks. And Jim Borderline, who was on Mountain Men, and he was on Civil War Journals with the History Channel. And Blaine is going to be the co-host with him. And so they're going to talk about history, about different beliefs in the Appalachia, surviving in the wilderness, and Blaine, being former military, is able to do that. And he's also got a master's in history. So, it's all good. And also Jim does a lot of speaking in different places. So we'll be seeing him live in different circumstance, and Blaine's going to keep it all together. It's going to be fantastic. We've got 7 different podcasts coming to the network this year.
Actually, we got more than that. We got more like 10 more. So
I said it was 8, and it's more like 10 now. Yeah. This being the kickoff of Haunted Sister Diaries. I'm doing Native Matters. Native Matters is going to be a big deal for me. It's all things Native American, and we'll be talking about our different cultures and religion and herbal remedies and what's happening now also. So
you want to hear my Thunderbird story?
Yes, I do. A tattoo of that on my shoulder.
Let me say real quick.
Now we're talking.
Oh my God. Real quick. One thing real quick.
I was out in Nevada doing a conference, and they were getting ready to do the opening ceremony, and 2 of the Navajo the higher ups were there to do the ceremony and opening up and the blessing and everything like that. And they asked me, several of them, if I'd like to participate. I go, absolutely. So they were doing everything and going through it. And
it's a big honor.
It was fantastic. I enjoy, and I'm watching it and everything like that. And I kept looking up. And one of my buddies was standing next to me. He was Navajo. And I turned and looked at him. And I said, I don't know what the hell that swishing noise is. And he goes, what do you mean, John? I said, I can keep hearing it. Swish, 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 swish. And he just looked at me. He goes, you're kidding, right? And I go, well, no. I go, what is it? And he goes, I don't know. But then he went over and talked to them. Then one of the guys came over after the ceremony was done and everything. And he said, would you explain that a little bit more to me? So I did. I said to him, it was like, swish, swish. And it happened 3 different times. I said, then when you were in one part of the ceremony, as I can't remember what part of it, I said it got super intense, and I had to look up again because I thought it was almost, like a freaking bird or something, but I knew there was no birds out. Well, they just looked at each other, and they were, then a whole bunch of them got together, and they were congregating and talking and everything, and then they came back over, and they go, do you have Native American in you? And I go, I don't know. I said, anything's possible. So anyways, we were driving home. We had done a ghost hunt afterwards, and the guys were involved with that. We were driving back to the airport. They were taking me back to the airport, and all our cell phones were getting blown up. So finally, one of the young ladies answered her phone, and she's listening to him and everything. And she goes, you got to be kidding me. So she says, I'm going to put this on speaker. And I leaned forward and I go, what are you guys all talking about and everything? And we're listening to this. You heard the screeching of Thunderbird. It came out in they recorded it. And
God.
they were so taken back by that. So then we got into a real deep conversation because one of them was the head medicine man for the reservation out there. And we were just talking and going back and forth and everything. And he goes, "Are you sure you don't have Native American in you?" And I go, "No." I couldn't tell you or anything. I said, "But," I said, "You know what's funny?" I says, "I travel around a lot of different places and sometimes different, you know, not organizations, tribes. Different tribes will show up and different things like that. I've been given protection bags. I've been given a smoke pipe from a chief, from another.
That's a big deal.
That's what they said to me. They go, "You are definitely a brother." And I go, "Well, why?" They go, we have different, groups of us that recognize you, John." And I go, "Well, that's a cool thing." And I said, "I'm honored." And I like that. And they go, "If you were ever given protection bags, medicine bags, and a peace pipe, that speaks volumes. Yes. That speaks volumes of, what different tribes think of you." And I go, "Oh, that's cool." I said, that's real nice and everything. And, I thought that was cool. But I think the Thunderbird thing was something that just totally took me back, because then it was like several days later, the two of them had called me and told me they were, back on the reservation, and they were talking to the elders, and they said that was extremely rare for white men to have that type of an experience.
Well, the reason why the Thunderbird ended up soaring away was the whole point of him even being on Earth was because the white man shot him. And so the indigenous people were trying to nurse it back to health, and finally it ascended again. So for you to be able to see it, it means to me that it means that you were being honored because you're not like the white man that shot him. You see what I'm saying? It's like he's showing you respect.
Yeah.
Okay.
They told me, I didn't see it. I just heard it and heard the sound. I didn't actually hear the sound until they recorded it. But they said the same exact thing to me. That was an extreme honor for a white man to have that experience, and that spoke volumes. And one of the other elders that was there during this, because it was like a conference they had, and they had me on speaker on the reservation. I was like, "Oh, that's so cool." I felt so honored behind that. And, he just explained it to me. He goes, "You are welcomed on any reservation and you don't even realize it." I said, "Well, thank you." I said, that's, I'm honored, to hear that and, have that experience. And one of the guys, called me a couple of days later. He goes, "You still don't get it, do you?" And I go, "What are you?" I know. I go, "Well, what are you talking about?" He goes, "You just don't get." He goes, "The elder said that." He goes, "He's just not getting it." He goes, "I don't know." He goes, "Everything I've heard about John," he goes, "that's just John. He just accepts everything. He doesn't make a big deal out of it." Yeah, he just accepts it and doesn't make a big deal out of anything. But anyways, I thought I'd share that with you.
I appreciate it so much.
That is very cool. You are very honored by that. Ah, wow.
Oh my God.
I thought so, yeah.
Excited. We'll have to show this to the chief. I think he would love this.
He would.
I got 3 statements, and then we're closing out because I know we got to get ready for the next show. But what stands out most about John Zaffis isn't just who he's related to or the cases he's been around. It's how seriously he takes the responsibility that comes with history. And the field doesn't need more shock. It needs steadiness, ethics, and people willing to say, "We don't know," instead of inventing answers. And Johnny, thank you for reminding us that experience doesn't have to be loud and powerful. To everyone listening, stay curious, stay grounded, and never forget that respect is the #1 rule of the paranormal. Okay.
I agree.
Well said.
Excellent. Excellent.
XXOO, from us to you, Johnny, and to all of you watching. Thanks for watching Haunted Sister Diaries.
Diaries, yeah.
Good night.
Everybody have a good night.